we were in the lounge. I was talking with Ein while Maxime was kind of focused on his computer trying to get pictures uploaded and stuff. And I was like really surprised. Like Ein got very serious with me, talking to me about his girlfriend and some of the things that have happened in his life and some of the tragic things that have happened, which I did not expect him to talk about. Like he knew a girl who had been in a very bad motorcycle accident, and it had really damaged her brain. And she was never the same person that she was before that accident, after it happened, and it had been years since the accident had occurred, and he would still, and still does, go and visit her, because he had like a good relationship with this girl when, I guess before the accident happened. And he was telling me all about this, and telling me about his current girlfriend as well, and just like a very different side of Ein emerged. Like he and I had always been kind of fast friends from the first time I met him, just because he was funny, and he understands English very, very well, including like the, I think, more nuanced points to slang and stuff like that. And he was just sort of opening up to me, and I don't know, I felt like it was just interesting to feel like that kind of friendship was being reached in such a short amount of time. We all became really, really close in a really short amount of time, and it was great. It's really great. Really, really, I'm happy and thankful for that. Later that night, everyone went to sleep, and I was pretty insistent that I wanted to take a shower, just because my body was just so cold. I've been wearing shorts every day up until yesterday and today, during all these outdoor excursions and like fucking cold weather. And so I didn't really feel very warm. So I took a shower, and after I got out feeling a little bit more fresh, I had been texting Brittany a lot during this trip, and she had been responding pretty quickly, and so I was looking forward to getting out of the shower and just being able to kind of talk to her, however that might happen, given whatever time it was in Atlanta and stuff, and text her back and let her know I was thinking about her, especially in light of everything that Ein had said. And I don't know, a lot of the things that happen in my life every day relate to her in one way or another, and so she's always on my mind. And a big highlight of any day is always talking to her if and when I can, no matter what type of communication it is, even if it's just writing a postcard, which matter of fact I did sort of spur of the moment write her a postcard while I was in Osaka Castle, just kind of overwhelmed with feelings of missing her and wishing I could travel with her. Just bought a postcard of the castle I was in at the time and wrote a postcard to her while going through the museum. And I don't know, sort of a form of communication, I suppose. And so after I got out of the shower, spent a little while on the internet and went to bed at like 3. And then Friday came, and I thought Friday we were gonna, the three of us, me and Maxime, we're going to wake up kind of early, try to do what we had wanted to do the day before, and wake up early so we had enough time to do everything we wanted to do. We wanted to travel to Nara, which is one of the oldest parts of Japan. Some of the greatest historical buildings and statues and things like that. A lot of the history of Japan is in Nara. And so we left kind of late. We wanted to wake up at around 7:30, and I heard the alarms go off around that time, but Ayn and Maxime, I thought we were going to take a shower. And so I thought that I had to just sleep. I could sleep a few more minutes because I'd already taken one the night before. But it ended up that we just all slept in and woke up at around 8:30 or so. And didn't really wake up in too much of a panic. We ended up leaving around the same time as we had the previous day, around 11, though I didn't even try to fit any push-ups into that. We ate at the breakfast bar downstairs in the hotel we were staying at, which was pretty cool, if a little expensive, but it was a buffet, so we got a pretty good helping of food for the day. It was nice starting out. I had this really delicious yogurt, which I've never really been a huge fan of yogurt, I don't think. But this was like Greek style, kind of sour tasting yogurt. And they had this mixed fruit bowl and cornflakes. And so I mixed the three of them together and made this like really delicious tasting kind of parfait type thing that was very, very addicting. So I ate a lot of that, a few bowls. And then we headed out for Nara, and Nara was a little far away from Kyoto, where we eventually had to go back in order to catch the bus, the night bus that would take Maxime, Ayn, and I back to Tokyo. So we needed to kind of move quickly, especially since we had started so late, to see some of the things in Nara that we wanted to. So we hopped on the train, and I wrote a bunch of postcards on the way there. And we arrived at Nara, and it was very cold. Yesterday was a very cold day. That was the first day I decided to wear pants because I was starting to feel sick. But Nara was a very different experience than Kyoto or Osaka. Osaka especially, because Osaka was so modern. But Kyoto was a little bit more ancient feeling, but a city nonetheless. But Nara was like very much so a relic of the past in a very good way. And there were these deer all over Nara that you could feed and even like just walk up to and pet, that were very, very just nice animals. And it was amazing just how they had no fear of humans. And I took pictures of them and played with them. And we walked around Nara looking at all these ancient temples, and went to the most famous temple of the area, the Todaiji, which is like this huge statue of Buddha. I've already said this, but the huge statue of Buddha in the largest wooden building in the world. And so we spent a few hours in Nara, that part of Nara, and then wanted to go and check out this other temple that was on the far, I guess, west side of Nara, and we had traveled to the far east. So we walked for a little while, and then Maxime wanted us to jump on the bus because it had actually started to rain a little bit, but Maxime was pretty insistent that we see this temple while we were here. And wow, just side note real quick, I'm walking, I just got off the river route, and I'm seeing that I'm on 16 now going towards Yokohama, and so that means that I've been on this road before. When I went to Yokohama, when I got pulled over by the police, I would have been on this road going there, so it's been a while. I did that back when I could still take my shirt off in the daytime and actually sweat. It seems like a very distant memory now. In fact, I think I know where I am. But anyway, so we were heading towards this other temple that Maxime wanted us to see. And, good Lord, remembering this was very funny. I had started to feel kind of sick by this point. Not like, again, not painfully sick, but just like kind of fuzzy-headed. Not really able to think straight and kind of detached a little bit from what was going on around me. Just a little slow. And, whoa, trip. So, after a series of events, we took a bus to get to this temple that Maxime wanted to go to. And Ian was really sleepy this day, and so he fell asleep on the bus. And when we got off the bus, Ian forgot to grab his camera bag. And my attitude towards this whole thing with the camera bag was that, we would tell someone when we got back to the train station, the big train station that we had come in on, and let someone know that we were missing an item. But likelihood was, I thought, that we weren't going to be able to find this bag, and that Ian was just going to have to deal with the fact that he had forgotten and lost his bag and just kind of move on. But as we walked through the temple, Ian realized a little after we had seen this big shrine of Buddha that was being fed this bread, I guess metaphorically being fed this bread. I jokingly said, asked Buddha if I could have that bread, since I was probably, in a very real sense, more hungry than he was. This is a whatever kind of joke. And shortly after that, Ian kind of stopped. And he was like, "Oh my God, we are so fucked." And I didn't know why he was all of a sudden saying this, unless he realized something else he had left in his bag, something like more valuable, which is what happened. He told us, after he kind of calmed down a little bit, that he left his locker key. We had gotten these coin locker things to put our luggage in while we traveled to Nara that were very close to the bus station, so that we could just grab our stuff when we were ready to leave and go back. But he realized that he had left his coin locker key in his camera bag, which meant that he wasn't going to be able to get his luggage out, which meant that he wouldn't be able to get his iPad out of his luggage container and show his confirmation number for the tickets that he didn't print out ahead of time. And so we were all of a sudden faced with the very real fact that we may not be able to go back to Tokyo that night. And despite this fact, I don't know, I felt very at ease. I just felt like no matter what happened, I would be able to get back onto that bus, because I felt like we'd be able to somehow get the tickets confirmed even without his iPad or something. But when he said this, I asked him why he had put his key in his camera bag, of all places. It just didn't make sense to me. And he said that he had done it because he was afraid he would lose it. He didn't want to keep it in his pocket where it might fall out. And when he said that, we all just kind of burst out laughing. Just how ridiculous that was. He had put all this sudden emphasis into caring about where he put something, only to lose it anyway. It was just very, very ironic. And the whole thing turned out to be really fun. And Maxime saved the day. I wasn't really able to think in Japanese very well. Just too fuzzy. Not caring about what was happening. And we got back to the station when we left. We got back to the Nara station and went to talk to someone about lost items on the bus, and they gave us a phone number to call. And the person who picked up the phone, I think Maxime was talking to him, and Maxime tried to give me the phone to talk to them in Japanese, but I couldn't really do it. And I knew that the only way I was going to be able to have this conversation would be if I could figure out where the person was and go talk to them face to face. so that I could interpret the conversation better through looking at their face and their gestures and stuff, which always make it easier to understand than if I was just trying to talk to someone on the phone. You say a lot in your body language, and so I was trying to figure out where they were, and Maxime took the phone back and started talking to them, and we went to the bus depot after a long trying to figure out where it was, and after all was said and done, all the Japanese was spoken, however broken, it turned out that someone had found Ein's bag and had gotten it back to us. It was very, very amazing that all that had happened in this very small time frame. He lost the bag at 4, and we got it back at 6:15, and got it back all in time to make the train that we needed to get on so that we could get back to the Kyoto station, so we'd have plenty of time to eat and get all of our stuff ready for our bus departure. And it was a lot of good luck. And we had sort of a running joke the whole time that the whole thing was actually my fault for insulting Buddha by asking for his bread. And that was I was glad that we were able to laugh at that and not make it all about Ein forgetting his bag, which he did several times, and he was always dropping things, and actually almost forgot his bag again this morning when we got off the bus. When we finally got back to Shinjuku, and Maxime grabbed his bag, thankfully, and he kind of pushed it back into Ein's chest when we got off the bus. He was like, "I can't believe you. You almost left it again." There. Can't really do Maxime's accent too well right now. Our face is really, really cold. But, anyway, we managed to get on the train. We managed to have everything work out in the perfect amount of time, and it ended up that we were actually left with a bunch of extra time. We just ended up walking around Kyoto Station, admiring it, and that was all good. It was good. It was a good trip. We were able to actually relax at the end of it and be happy that we were together and that we had spent this time in a new place, and that we were all, the better friends for having done it. And then we got on the bus, and I made a little clip about being on the bus and how the trip was over and stuff, and it was only a matter of hours until we were back in Hachioji, and so it was a pretty uncomfortable bus ride, more so than I think the first time, even considering I didn't smack my forehead much, just because of the temperature. It's gotten really cold recently, and I think last night was the coldest it's been recently, and I was next to the window, and just constant draft pouring in from the window, and just bathing me in this nasty cold air on the left side of my body, when the entire time my right side of my body was being bathed in this really hot air from the bus. It was very uncomfortable. But the hours went by quickly, so thankful for that. And then we got here today at around 6, and slowly made our way to the train station and got on, and Ein actually decided to go and spend today with the same group in Tokyo, which I think was good. He's really good friends with Hana, and I think it was good for him to be with her during this week that we were in Kyoto, in the Kansai area, just to have someone Vietnamese who he can speak to, in the language that he's most familiar with. I really like watching people speak in their first language, because I feel like I can really see their intelligence a lot better when I see them speak quickly and in a language that they're familiar with. I really like Maxime speaking in Russian, because his English, he's not as confident in his English than he is with his Russian, and so whenever I watch him speak, it's just like seeing this different side that I can't really access through his English side. And so Ein is with them now, doing whatever he is. And he was saying earlier before we left that he wasn't sure if he'd be able to stay for very long, because he was sort of getting to his limit, being able to travel around the city all day long and be outside in this cold weather, not really having time to sit and relax, and I totally understood that, especially being a little sick myself. Had no desire to try to go to Tokyo tonight, although my aunt, I think, is in town in Tokyo, and I think she might be leaving tomorrow, and I would like to see her if I could. I sent her an email and asked her if she was still in Tokyo, and if she is, maybe I'll jump on a train sometime later tonight, head up to Tokyo, and depending on what time that would be, maybe just stay wherever they're staying. But that's not a big chance that that's going to happen. So in the meantime, I'll just think about being on this walk that I'm on, trying to figure out where I am. I think I know. But anyway, Maxime and I rode the train back to Hachioji. We got to see a beautiful sunrise, and got to watch the sunlight hit Fuji on the train. It was a very, very beautiful sight. Seeing Fuji is like a rare treat here. It can happen pretty often, but I don't know, whenever it does, it's a little bit special. And so we got back to Hachioji, had to wait a lot in the cold in order to get to Hachioji, but we made it. Maxime and I dumped our stuff, jumped in the showers, and he went back to sleep. And I have not gone back to sleep yet, which is probably another reason why I feel so out of it. Being a little sick, now being in the cold, and being really tired, all definitely amplify each other. Choji Station, really? Where on earth? Oh, this place. I think I know where I am. Maybe. This might be close to the area where I was actually with Quake and Brett and Alex and An and Maxime Christmas Day, when I actually first got the invitation to go on this trip. I think I'm close to that intersection. But anyway, I don't know, I wanted to stay up when I got back to Hachioji. Made myself like some warm food after I got out of the shower and unpacked all my stuff, did some laundry, then just kind of, edited photos. People started waking up eventually after I got back. And I haven't really done much, it feels like, today, which is good. I think I need to relax, and I think I need to stop talking. It's been a lot of talking, word vomit. And about to walk back to the dorms now and probably eat a little bit of food and, I don't know, figure out what I want to do next. So, that's what happened. It was an hour story. 4 or 5 days in Kansai. It was good. I'm definitely all the better for it. I'm happy it happened. Little sound from the day of New Year's at a Japanese style ushering in Enjoy. I wasn't paying any attention. He was writing. Scarf. Oh, well, but yours is nicely wrapped. Scarf. little conversation between me and Alex as we walk back from the New Year's Day 食べ放題なんというそのパーティー日本語で新年食べ食事会OK いい新年食事会little talk that Alex and I had about nothing in particular, just life, love, and the pursuit of wisdom, and other stuff.
Mucus.
Red mucus? What did you do after that?
Threw it away.
You threw it away in the garbage can?
Yep.
Why didn't you put it in the sink?
Or would I put it in the sink?
I don't know. It seemed like a bodily kind of thing you put in the sink. I don't know.
No, my dad actually threw it away.
How old were you?
I was no older than 7.
Did you show it to your dad like a cat shows a dead bird to its host family?
No.
Were you proud?
I felt like I was going to throw up.
Probably.
And when it came out.
Nasty. Definition. Nasty to you. No wa.
よしって言ったのによ。わ。
それ。
よしって。
よして。よして。よして。バカよして。
よしって。汚い。
So did you oishi?
美味しい what?
The food.
Yeah, I delicioused it.
Pretty cool New Year's Day thing to do, eh?
Yeah, I actually wasn't planning on eating today because I didn't have any food. And no one's at the dorms right now, so it's a little bit harder to get free food.
You can't hustle as easily.
There's also no rice in the rice cookers, ever. It's been rare.
Well, you're definitely going to be eating well for a good number of days, because ain't nobody specific.
Oh, I hate all of this food.
This is all sushi.
I hate all of it, though.
Even the sushi?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I only eat, like, one kind of sushi, and that's salmon.
Oh, yeah. Did you like the wasabi that was hidden underneath it?
I didn't eat any of the sushi except for the tofu ones.
Sonanda, the inari.
Yeah.
You like that? Have you had the tamago?
Yeah. Well, I ate that. It was.
Whoa! Abunayo!
Why did he fight here?
I don't know. He must have left it here. Because that fool definitely walked with us.
Did he?
I thought so. Maybe he
Yeah,
did.
he did. Thank you.
Alex, what are you going to do for the rest of the break?
Nothing.
Have you been enjoying?
Yeah. I'm probably going to play Skyrim. That game is my life right now.
I can tell. You excited to get back?
Yeah.
You had a nice little break away from it. Now you're going to
Yeah.
save the colony from utter destruction.
What colony?
The colony that you're striving to defend from
I'm not striving to defend any colony.
from the international space monsters.
There's no space monsters, it's dragons.
I thought it was like radioactive zombie
That's
people.
Fallout.
What's the difference?
It's the same company, but this one is, like, it takes place in a more fantastic realm than
More fantastic in like fantasy kind of sense?
Yeah, fantastic means fantasy. Okay, fantastical type of world.
I feel like that girl was fantastic.
Okay, it was a it takes place in more of a fantastical world than a post-apocalyptic world.
Fantastical like testicle.
No.
Oh.
Fantastical means fantasy related.
Like economical. Anyway.
Actually, did you know that all IC adjectives, like when you use it, like the magic book, the fantastic something or other,
yeah.
They all originally had an AL at the end of it. Like, that's magical. If you think about it, you could say, well, it's like magic.
Right.
Or you could say, it's magical.
See you at the dorms.
Or you could say, that's magic.
Right.
And
over time it changed. It became two separate words.
Yeah.
It's a shortening of it. That makes sense. Do you know around when that happened?
No.
How do you know it happened? Linguistic class?
No, I'm guessing.
Oh, you're just guessing?
Yeah. It's an educated guess based on a numerous amount of words. When I've read books from like the 1920s and stuff,
right,
they would use words like normal words that we think that don't have the AL, but they'd use them with the AL, and I think well, that doesn't really sound weird. It just sounds smarter.
True.
So
it's really magic. It's magical.
That's magic.
So you're saying in the past they had the AL most of the time?
Yeah.
fantastical. There's not very many IC words, are there?
No.
That's a shame, isn't it?
But magic and fantastic are two primary examples.
They are. They're what one would call great examples. So, you don't like any of the sushi?
No, I hate sushi. The only kind of sushi that I'll eat is unagi and onion salmon.
Oh, onion salmon.
Yeah.
With a little bit of mayonnaise.
Yeah, I think that mayonnaise actually adds a good bit of flavor. Because the mayonnaise in Japan actually has
It's different.
It's different from American mayonnaise.
Yeah.
It's not as strong.
Yeah, I
but
agree
it
with that.
still has a lot of flavor.
It does. Yeah, it tastes really good with the onions, no doubt.
You actually forced one of the corn mayonnaise sushi things into my mouth a couple days ago.
How did he force that into your mouth?
He picked it up and pushed it in my face.
You're lucky he aimed for your mouth.
Yeah.
If it was that easy.
It tasted really gross at first because of the sheer amount of mayonnaise.
Oh, it's mayonnaise and corn.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that. That looks really nasty.
It does. It's not bad, but it's only because there is corn.
Corn is the saving grace. That's an American tradition. Right? Anyway, haven't done this walk for a long time, huh?
I do it when I go to Jungha's house.
Oh. Yeah, let me change the subject. Haven't gone to school for a while, huh?
Nope.
Do you want to travel anywhere in Japan?
I just want to go to Aokigahara.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Did you?
I didn't want to go with those other people.
Well, you know, when we were in Kyoto, we found that there is one of the hostels we stayed at, they have a hostel in Fuji, and we were all talking about maybe going there.
Because I want to go, I knew that they were going to do this. They would stick only to the trail. I want to go past the trail.
Look for the real bodies.
I don't want to look for the bodies. I want to look for other things that would have been lost in that forest.
Laptops.
No.
Popsicles.
No. Like old
Others.
coins, maybe an old pottery, a piece of pottery or
An
something
old
like
pottery. Someone brought their pottery before. Bring my
I mean,
pottery
not for someone that committed suicide, but for people from
Olden.
many years ago. Because much of the woods hasn't even been discovered.
Explored.
Yeah.
Well, that would be a cool little journey. Fuji is pretty close compared to Osaka, too.
Like the first couple kilometers,
Yeah.
there's just tape and evidence of people going into the woods everywhere because there's search parties, like
Right.
annual search parties, and they just put tape and stuff up marking where they've seen, but they never take it down.
Right. That's what I heard.
So it's really kind of a dirty area. I'd really want to go just as far deep as I can go into the forest.
Would you be willing to do that soon?
I'd be willing to do it anytime. It'd be really neat if we could have a tent and just go and sleep overnight. We never know how dangerous it is.
It probably wouldn't be dangerous so much as it would just be very, very cold.
That's true.
We'd have to buy sleeping bags and stuff, and a tent.
That could get expensive.
But we could also just stay at K House.
K-House?
That's the place, that's the hostel. They have hostels all over Japan, like in big tourist areas like Kyoto, Fuji, Tokyo, stuff like that. They have one on, Fuji has those 5 lakes. There's like five lakes at the foot of Fuji.
I wonder
5
what's at the
famous
bottom
lakes.
of them?
That's an interesting question.
Don't walk the plank like I did. You will be dispensed with when you've become slippery, slippery, slippery slope. I feel me slipping in and out of consciousness. I feel me slipping in and out of consciousness. I feel me.
Really wanted to see the bottom of lakes, you know? Wouldn't it be cool if you could just drain all the water or lift it up for a second?
There'd probably be a lot of stuff you don't want to see, too.
That's probably true.
I can imagine at the bottom of many lakes there is at least one person.
They've like carved out a nice little spot and they have a house with kids and stuff.
No, a dead person. Probably murdered. Probably drowned.
True. Murdered by water.
Yeah.
Take the water to jail for that. It'd be hard to handcuff a big body of water.
It's hard to handcuff a dead person. But it's illegal to commit suicide.
It's true. You know Lake Lanier? You been there?
Yeah, isn't that over a town?
Yeah. There's still houses and stuff at the bottom. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, but if the water goes down really low, like boats can hit the tops of chimneys and trees and stuff.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if there was anything left inside those houses when they flooded it.
Probably. And
did they flood it? Is it man-made?
It's man-made. Yeah.
Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they tear down the houses?
I think just because it's easier not to do it. Because like if you put a big body of water on top of it, eventually it'll erode away. You know. And
Yeah.
if you want to demolish everything, you have to keep all your crew there, and you have to do it. It costs money. You have to pay the people to do it. It might have just been simple just to put water over the whole thing.
Was it that there was a dam break or something, and the town was just, flood was imminent?
I'm not
they
sure.
decided to allow it anyways?
My only guess would be that it lies in a natural basin. Maybe it was like an old-time glacial like escarpment, like maybe a long time ago. Like it's in one area that happens to lie under sea level, so it holds water better. Or maybe they just built the whole thing. I have no idea. I'm sure Wikipedia could answer our questions.
I want to go into one of those houses.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to see a house while it was underwater.
What about the Titanic? That'd be pretty cool. Would you be interested?
Too many people have been there.
I don't know if anyone's actually been in there, like, without a robot, though. Like a deep dive. I think it's too far.
It's too far down? Haven't they lifted it up?
Recently, kind of?
Yeah.
That sounds familiar. Maybe they did. But I don't know. They lifted it up for what reason, I wonder? Just to look?
Just for science.
Let's lift it up for science.
That's a good reason.
Yeah, I agree. Try to get that big diamond. Let's see if Leonardo DiCaprio is still down there.
I've actually never seen that movie.
Really? That was like, it's a pretty good movie.
I've got a really bad stitch right now.
In your stomach?
Yeah.
Those suck.
I tried to explain that to Zhonghua.
A stitch?
Yeah. I was like, something that hurts on your stomach after you eat.
But not like being full.
Yeah. And after you exercise and eat.
Always a good combination. Did she understand?
Yeah. I guess she understood.
What's the conversation been like between you two recently?
Conversation?
Yeah, like what kind of stuff do you talk about?
Nothing?
Nothing? Silence the whole time?
No.
Or you mean like nothing, like anything?
There's really not much conversation.
You guys more of an action couple?
Or do stuff together. Like
Yeah.
Go to other places. Watch a movie.
So what exactly did you guys do in Shibuya for New Year's Eve, though? I know you said you didn't
We
do
looked
anything.
around and that was it. We
It's like-
decided to go to Harajuku.
Yeah.
I wanted to get shoes, but I couldn't find anything
Your size, or?
the right price. So we just decided to eat crepes.
That's always a good leveling of the shoe buying field. When you can't find what you want in the shoe country, you just eat a crepe. Maybe you should just switch to those boots. The Gomiheya boots.
Wow.
No. Huh? Simple as that then. No. Can't believe how late it feels.
What time is it, like 6?
It's probably 6:45.
7. Wow. It's normal. Normal time.
Yeah, I guess it's normal time. They should have had beer. You know?
They should have.
That party would have been a lot more fun with beer.
I like how they gave every single person a present.
Good Lord. If I ever need to figure out how to use a lot of time at some sort of a function, I'm going to suggest you do a lottery where everyone wins. So every single person who gets a number gets called. They might as well just call their names in alphabetical order.
Yeah, but then who gets the iPad? The last name?
Sure. You have a bunch of people trying to change their last name at the last moment.
I'm changing my name to...
Zebra-headed hunter guy.
Well, my last name has to start with a Z, too. Zelsior.
I think there's like a page and a half of Z words.
If even.
If
What about
you-
X words?
Probably a few less.
There's, since, I think it was last year, or I can't remember if it was 2011 or 2009, but over 1 million words have officially been counted in the English language.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What a painful job. Counting all those words. I can only imagine people like
What a
sifting
painful job defining all those words.
like pig-headed motherfucker. Yeah, that would be a pain. 1 million words, I'm kind of... Well, actually, that's a pretty good deal.
That's the most of any language in the entire world.
And I guess that's because English is just a big old conglomeration of all the world's languages, huh?
That's actually the most of it.
Huh.
What's interesting about Icelandic is
Yeah.
they refuse to take in new words.
They only use their own.
They recycle their own words.
So, I wonder
Like-
what the word is for plasma screen TV.
I don't remember, but they have simple words for like electricity that they'll combine together.
Like lightning wire.
It's kind of like Japanese,
Yeah, sounds like it.
where Japanese started getting katakana words.
That to me, I think is a shame.
It helps
Japanese.
them with their English vocab, but definitely not their grammar.
True,
speaking.
or they're speaking, yeah. Plus, sometimes the imi that they give to these words is so off the real like English definition.
Which ones? Image?
That one's somewhat okay.
Somewhat.
I mean, you
Sometimes
can
it's
say,
fun.
yeah. I think they have like a one-dimensional understanding of what that word means.
Same with character. Character means personality.
And talento,
That means a famous person on TV.
right? Totes true. Skyrim.
That's not a Japanese word.
Yeah, but it's a question.
What about it?
Skyrim yaru no
Of course.
sugu
Of course.
itsumade niji.
Probably until around 2 to 3.
Hello. Omedetou. I like him.
Who?
Him.
Who is that?
That's Minghak.
Who's Mean Hawk?
He's the guy from Cambodia.
Oh, that guy.
I thought you said that everyone was bad at names, so now here you are. No,
I didn't say everyone was bad names. did I?
Oh, yes, you did.
Unless I was talking about myself, too.
No. You were like, you know that girl Yasol? And I was like, no. God, no one knows anyone's name here.
Oh, I was joking.
Well, I remembered, and it really hurt my feelings.
It hurt mine, too.
When was the last time your feelings were seriously hurt? Was it with the Chinese guy?
Yeah.
You know, I talked to him a few times, and he's not the worst person I've ever met. Although, one time I asked him why he always uses polite language, and then he started speaking really fast Japanese. I couldn't understand most of what he said, and he started saying, like, fuck, 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 like in this really weird way. I got scared. I literally was a little scared.
Good, you should have just, like, decimated him. Should have decimated him.
Don't threaten us. Don't tempt us to start speaking. Wow. Holy shit. Who? 誰?
俺たち
いいね。
いいでしょ
Christmas tree みたい。
そうですよね
いいね。みんな
Yeah
帰ってきた。
Yeah baby
あ、みんないる。
みんな帰ってきた。
みんないる。
ビール飲も
違いますよ。
うはい早く入って
ビール飲もう。
みんないるから
お茶飲む？
お茶飲むですよ。
何やね
みんな来てきた。
みんな帰ってきたよ
嘘じゃないよ。
そうじゃない
本当？
見えるか？
本当で
本当で
嘘
じゃない。
とども。
たども。
とどもいる。
It's a Christmas miracle. Oh, どうぞ。
I know you want it. I know you really want to get it right. Have you forsaken? Have you mistaken me for someone else? Saturday night, hide you sleep with the rifle at your side. Delivering speeches left and right. Who's created that? Won't you save me from his wrath? Spaceship at the house at night. Prophet, speak what's on your mind. You know you really gotta. You know you really gotta. Visit the future from the outer space. A ring of fire falling on your face. You dream of the dark age of your youth. Consider the danger as it moves. Prophet, but your priest and king. I know you really want it. Skin master at your feet. I know you really want it. Barricade the bathroom door. I know you really want it. Some things you can't ignore. I know you really gotta. You know you really gotta get right with you. You know you really gotta get right with you. You know you really gotta get right with you. I know I've caused you trouble. I know I've caused you pain. But I must do the right thing. I must do myself a favor and get real. Get right with the Lord.